Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you.
For a limited time, you can get a free Pocket Pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just go to getcopperhead.com. That's getcopperhead.com for your 2 free gifts with purchase. Getcopperhead.com.
Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
Always follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. It is Follow the Money here on a Wednesday. Big hour coming up in 15 minutes. We'll dive into NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year numbers, some trends, important numbers to keep in mind when you're betting that award. Bottom of the hour, Matt Youmans on the program with best bets for the Scottish Open, and he wants us to guess how many entries the Westgate College Football Contest will get this year. He put out a massive number on X.
I couldn't believe his guess.
I like what John Murray said as a response. We'll tell you about that coming up at the bottom of the hour. John Murray's over at the Westgate.
Well, there's been an appetite this for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone keeps asking about a big-time college contest, and Westgate trying to give it a go. Good for them. I hope it does well.
Major League Baseball. Okay. The red-hot Miami Marlins are in Cincinnati to take on the Reds.
Fishing line of the night.
So
Along with Rocker, yeah.
Abbott opened up 140, down to 135 at some spots against Alcantara.
So he got touched up his last start. Before that, 12 of his 14 starts, he's allowed 1 earned run or fewer. Abbott has been a beast. Sandy was horrible, and then he's been okay the last couple starts. But it goes back to Abbott's been awesome, an all-star, but Miami's won 11 in a row on the road. They were great offensively last night. They were all over Martinez, but again, it's one of the best pitchers in baseball, only $1.35 at home against Sandy, and they should be able to get to him as well.
Now, for what it's worth, this makes some sense, though. Abbott does have better numbers on the road than he does at home, but that's because, again, the Great America Small Park is like one of the best hitter-friendly environments in the entire sport. Sandy, full season to date, Pauly, 7.01 ERA. A little misleading. The FIP is still 4.55. Abbott's been awesome in 15 starts. Maybe like one blow-up like you talked about.
Yeah.
So Cubs are playing against the Twins.
Grand Slam. Who's that? Phillies 11-0. Schwarber?
It's got to be Schwarber the way he's trotting around the bases.
Yeah.
Looks like Chris Farley out there running around.
He was 11-1 the other night to swipe a bag.
Was he really?
Yeah. Ozzie had it, of course. I mean, this is crazy.
Is your buddy Ozzie? I got to talk to this guy sometime.
He's on the run of a lifetime. He's on the run of a lifetime.
Is he a massive volume bettor too? Like, will he have 30 bets a day?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
But he takes shots, though, too.
I love it, yeah.
I mean, he had first-round leader. He had Campbell to win. We have just the wheel of Bellagio, Schwarber to steal a base. He's all over the place.
Okay.
He's selling GMC trucks like no one's business. What a life.
He told me he's going on national radio and TV shows and saying probably a little bit too much.
So how about this story while we were having dinner? I told you this off air. The bucket list. I got the $700 steak at the Wagyu A5 beef, whatever the hell it's called. $60 an ounce. He goes, you're getting it. No ifs, ands, or buts. You got to get it.
And how was it?
I didn't have to use my knife. Couldn't believe it, how good it was. Cut it with the fork.
Cut it with the fork.
Didn't need the knife.
First bite, what was your reaction?
It exceeded my expectations. Yeah, okay. Absolutely.
Well, how would it not, I guess, right?
Yeah. So it's always funny about, trust fund kids and getting into money and what goes on in Texas and everything.
What goes on in Texas?
Landman. This kid inherited $200 million when he turned 18.
That Ozzie knows?
A friend of a friend.
Okay.
He's betting $50,000 round robins and all this, and it's just like it's like it's almost trying to go broke. What he's trying to do. It's like why would you even bother, right?
Well, yeah, why?
Like how much? You inherited $200 million.
There's no point
at the age of 18.
No.
What are you doing?
You have no idea about life.
I need the action.
Yeah. What's the rush at 18 years old?
I know.
I'm not feeling it. This is not enough. I need more money here.
Yeah.
I'm 18. And so how's that going for the kid, by the way?
You can imagine.
He's absolutely horrendous.
He's lighting it on fire.
Yeah, he is.
Absolutely.
All right, Cubs are playing in Minnesota. Open up a pick'em, basically still right there with the number. Total was 9, now 9.5. It's Festa taking on Horton. Twins going to get him here back-to-back?
Wait, here come the Brewers, too, where I can track them down. I was disappointed in what transpired last night, but I'm with Micah. They hope they could bounce back here, that the offense is too good. One prop to look at, though, is Bader. 4 bombs, 7 RBIs, last 4. Locked in. Bush as well, 14 of 27, last 7. That figures to be run scored, too. Mm-hmm. We'll look at that with the props as well.
What is your gut reaction when I tell you that Palante for the Cardinals has taken at least 20 cents, 30 cents at some spots of action against Gore and the Nationals?
Yeah.
Because I have some numbers here on Gore that might surprise some people.
9 and 24 since June 1st. That's Washington. St. Louis, tough at home. Got them last night. I figure they should be able to touch up Gore. You go K-prop under? What are you going to do? Are you going to get reverse things?
Well, so overall, the numbers on the year are very, very good. More than 100 innings, 11.3 Ks per 9, the ERA 3.11. However, you look at more recent form, Pauly, Gore has had 6 or fewer Ks in 5 straight starts. He has still recorded at least 16 outs in all of those starts, but he's 0-3. The xFIP is 4.78, and the Ks per 9 in those starts are down to 7.14. Again, season long, he's at 11.3. So the data that we have here from the last month in that neighborhood tells you that the guy, it's kind of been a 180 with who he is.
Yeah.
And I think, the move here on the Cardinals is the proper move. I don't want to get involved now, but for people who laid $1.20, I think that was the right spot.
How about the Red Sox? Giolito's $3.50.
Oh, he has been phenomenal, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you in a second. They're $1.60 on the run line, and it also was Sensatella. What, the Red Sox over their team total? Come on. 8-2 last 10. 86 runs. Won 5 in a row. Crushing teams with run differential as well. Here it is. Of all people, Giolito last 5. 4-0 with an ERA under 1. Mm-hmm. Where's this coming from? And they should be able to they might get the total themselves tonight, the way they're hitting the ball. Total of 9 against Sensatella.
Well, here's one for you. The run line, meaning they have to win by at least 2 runs, is minus 155. So you lay $155 to win 100. How about you want to go alt runs tonight? I know they're playing at home. Yeah. But there's absolutely a path where they can win this game. I mean, 9-2.
Sure.
And you're laying 2.5 runs, and you're going to be getting a little bit of plus money at that rate.
Don't mind it. That's right. Yep. Late session's intriguing as well.
Well, I'm conflicted on the Diamondbacks and the Padres game because at this point of the season, I don't like either pitcher. Mm-hmm. And so it's Fott versus Cease. I guess here's the move that I agree with. The total opened up 7.5 in this game. It's now 8 over minus 15 at some spots. Fott's been pretty much a dumpster fire the entire year. The numbers all bear that out. And Cease is a guy, I think that we're on the air like every day when this guy goes, like he never pitches on the weekend the way it feels. Like overall, he doesn't have bad numbers, Paul. Like the ERA is 4.62, but the underlying stuff is much better than that. 3.40 with the FIP, xFIP 3.38, 11 plus Ks per 9. He's been unlucky with the BABIP, batting average of balls in play is almost 330. League average 300 or maybe a little bit below. But why is it that I don't like him? I cannot bet my own money on Dylan Cease ever. I refuse to do it.
There's always one guy in a sport or maybe your betting career that has that effect where I can't stand this guy, or even though he has good numbers, I have a bad run or luck with him and I want no part of him. It can be that way.
Right.
Particular team as
well. It's nothing personal, obviously. It's just like I can, it's no good for me.
Yep. I think the Friars can get it done. Got to get the bats going, though. They won 1-0. A rise. 10 of 16 career against Fott. You can play that one. And Simeon's 4 of 8 against Hendricks as well with a couple late games And I do think the Rangers, again, should be able to get, I'm with Mike Baum. They should be able to touch up Hendricks here. And the way Rocker has pitched since coming back. And Seager's been hot.
Paul, it's a 20-cent move here on the Angels.
I don't know.
It's a pick 'em right now.
Doesn't make sense. Texas should win. Padres should win. And a lost season for the Braves. And how do you not fade Elder and play the late game over with this? They start off with a leadoff inside the park home run. Braves get their asses kicked again. And Elder's one of the worst pitchers in baseball. And it's $1.10.
Well, and by the way, so this is where the market, I think, I totally agree with this, right? They saw the number last night on the opener and said, hold on a second here. Everything that you just said is true. They just got absolutely pounded last night against the A's, and they scored a ton of runs. And now somehow with Elder, and again, I need to repeat this.
Yeah.
When you look at the probable pitchers every single day at Fangraphs, he's the worst, based on the numbers, he's the worst probable pitcher in the entire sport going tonight. And negative WAR on the season, by the way. The ERA, the FIP, all this stuff, absolutely awful. How they open up minus 135? They might win the game. There's no way they can open up the favorite in this spot. And now, again, the market has moved it to where it's basically a pick, and the A's might be actually slightly favored in some spots. I don't know. That's a horrible opening number, in my opinion, last night.
Yeah.
Total's 10.5 in this ballpark.
Yep.
It moved last night to 10.5, and it still wasn't high enough.
Yep. And again, I talked to our guy Richie, our buddy in Massachusetts. Hilarious. I think the kid went to Northeastern. That's why. His dad is Schittler's dad. Boy, that is tough. You know, that's his name. What are you going to do? But he's making his debut for the Yankees, and number 2 prospect. The dad tells our guy Richie that his son is the real deal and going to get it done. And Schittler replacing Schmidt, which is a tough one, as you talked about earlier.
You know what? I can halfway buy in, knowing nothing more to the story other than what you just said.
Yeah, so it's the real deal.
It's because it's the Mariners going tonight.
That could be, right, and knock it out of the park tonight. So they're $1.60 for a reason. Sometimes the moment's too big, but Yankee Stadium making his debut. The kid's supposed to be the real deal, so see if he gets it done for the Yankees. And again, the Yankees trying to overcome another injury to the starters. Need a proxy? Join the world's biggest football contest with one trip to Vegas anytime before the season starts. Trusted by thousands of players over the last 9 seasons, Winner Circle Proxy Service helped clients win over $9 million the last 2 seasons. Learn more about using a trusted proxy service. Visit winnercircleproxy.com/VSiN. winnercircleproxy.com/VSiN.
Yeah, that Rangers number is the fishy number of the night.
Not that.
Doesn't make sense. Up next, we'll discuss NFL Defensive Rookie of the Year. We'll go over betting numbers and some trends, such as this has happened 9 out of the last 10 years. Find out what that is next here on VSiN.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you.
For a limited time, you can get a free pocket pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just go to getcopperhead.com. That's getcopperhead.com for your 2 free gifts with purchase. Getcopperhead.com.
Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome back. It is Follow the Money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Yeah, the day baseball today, Pauly. A handful of games, and the Giants are trailing the Phillies right now 11-0 late in this game. Verlander finished with, 7 Ks in the game, though?
Well, that's the one thing that's encouraging. We read the sky is falling comments after his last start and how bad he's been, and he can't throw it by people, and they're not chasing. He did have 7 strikeouts, but he gave up 4 runs, 2 earned. And then the bullpen's been a mess, and I'm glad I talked about it in the first segment. It's 11-0 Phillies here. But moving forward, I guess still you're going to be in the middle of July. So we're going to go to the All-Star break, and he won't have a win yet. But at least he gets struck out 7 guys, so that's one thing to be encouraged with. But I think it's to the point where you might have to just say, I don't know what we're going to do with the guy anymore.
Bottom of the 4th right now in Detroit. Tigers, Rays tied at 2 apiece. This is Olsen going against Littell. Littell's been pretty good. On the year. Gives up a lot of home runs, but outside of that, pretty good.
I was just going to say that, too. And Riley Green props, maybe, as he's done well against him in his career. But
that's one Riley. There's another Riley in the booth for the Tigers today.
Now, how about that? What's
John
he doing?
C. Riley, he's wearing like a white jumpsuit.
What's the backstory there?
Is he from Detroit? He has to have a movie out, I'm guessing, or a TV show that he's promoting, I would imagine.
He is something. Interesting fellow, right? Unbelievable. As Dr. Buss in the Showtime show on the Lakers.
Don't you think
nails it?
What you see with John C. Riley is what you would get in person in real life?
Absolutely.
Like he's going to be the same dude that he's played a lot of times like in his career, and he would just be a blast to be at a bar with.
Yeah. Efforting Jeannie Buss on the show in studio. And
she's coming to town pretty soon from what I gather.
Correct. And that the big ask, though, is to get – she's just going to sell her stake of the Lakers for at least get $500 million. Let's get that show back on the air on Netflix. They already picked up Running Point, season 2. They're going to do that.
Did you watch season 1?
I'm halfway through. You told me to check it out. There was
did I overstep my boundaries when I told you I laughed out loud in the first couple of episodes?
There's some funny moments.
I can't say the line on the air, but
it's obviously about the Buss family.
The one actor. Let's just say that he loves drugs. And I would say emphatically so. Is that fair?
Yes. Yes. He's great in Hard 8. He's great in Boogie Nights. Magnolia, unbelievable movie with Tom Cruise. Mm-hmm. Gangs of New York, your great movie.
Yeah,
he's in that as well.
Ricky Bobby.
Yep. Eccentric fellow.
People love Step Brothers, by the way.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
I'm not as high on it as everybody else is.
Yeah. What is this now? He did How to Rob a Bank, upcoming American heist movie.
Wasn't that the thing that you watched on Netflix or whatever?
That's what I watched on Netflix. It was a documentary. This is going to be something different. Same, great cast. Pete Davidson's in it. Youmans' his buddy. All right, great. So I saw the same thing. I was like, what the hell's he doing in the booth with Benetti here? Yeah. Crazy.
So how about this? This will shock you. In Pockets coming up in about 25 minutes, I will give out the rare TV show recommendation.
Looking forward to it.
That hasn't happened in a long, long time. Yeah. Adam Burke has great pieces on the website at vsin.com. We've talked about some of them so far this week. We touched on Coach of the Year yesterday, Offensive Rookie of the Year. You can read all the stuff, become a vSIN Pro subscriber, always at vsin.com/subscribe. So here we get into a Defensive Rookie of the Year. And the breakdown goes like this, Pauly. 4 of the last 5 winners have been pass rushers. This is a good observation because no matter what, there's probably going to be a true linebacker on the list at some point that you're going to want to make a case for, or that somebody who you know will make a case for. It's very difficult for a true linebacker to win this award. The last player to do that was Shaq Leonard back in 2018. Before that, Luke Kuechly in 2012. Winners going back. Listen to this list. Verse, Anderson, Gardner, the cornerback, obviously, Parsons, Chase Young, Nick Bosa. I mentioned Leonard, Lattimore, Joey Bosa, and Marcus Peters. So that's 7 edge players, I think, on the list overall. 9 of the last 10 winners have been top 20 draft picks. That's a big one to file away. 9 players fit into that category on the season. Stop me when you find a player/number that you think is worth a bet. Travis Hunter is 12-1. Mm-hmm. Worth a bet?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Abdul Carter is plus 250.
No.
Mason Graham 14-1. They were all top 5 picks. Yeah. Others outside the top 5. Mikael Williams 14-1, defensive end for San Francisco. Kenneth Grant is 50-1, defensive tackle Miami. Jalen Walker 10-1, second shot on the board at DK, linebacker for the Falcons. Walter Nolan 22-1, defensive tackle Arizona. Plenty of people are making the case for Shamar Stewart at 20-1 defensive end Cincinnati. The guy that I like is Jahdae Barron. 18-1.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit higher than that at some books. Going to be playing opposite of Patrick Surtain, cornerback. Denver might have the best defense in all of football. He dropped in the draft and gets to go and play for that unit after he won the Jim Thorpe Award last year at Texas, and he was awesome. 18-1. Oh, I'm gonna look around for sure, and that'll be the guy that. And keep this in mind: 8 of the 10 teams of the last 10 winners have made the playoffs. 4 of the last 5 have been on division champs. Denver could fit those profiles right there.
Okay.
I'd like to make the case for maybe Walter Nolan. People were sky high on him coming out of the draft. But again, that's defensive tackle, and you're not defensive edge. And I think you kind of got to have the sexy stats at the end of the year to catch the voters' attention. But I like Barron.
Yep. And we did Offensive Rookie of the Year yesterday. And Genty plus 250. I mean, come on.
Unbettable.
Yeah, Award plus 350. How about Sanders 20-1? How many games is he going to play?
That's a great question.
They might not win. They might win 3 games.
Yeah.
How the hell is he going to win that award?
That seems so unlikely, man.
Oh, come on.
When you have all these other players who are going to have like a full season of stats to throw at you.
Will he even beat out Gabriel? And then what's the pack? They're going to sit Flacco and Pickett?
Yeah.
When's he going to even get his opportunity?
Again, when does that come? Again, they have one of the most difficult schedules in football.
Yeah,
so maybe they're just going to be losing a ton of games, and they're like, okay, we got to see what these guys have, but exactly at what point does that come?
Mm-hmm.
So, and to your point again, what if Dylan Gabriel's better than him in the preseason?
He's 35-1. That's right. That's right. Harvey 20-1. You made the case for Junkins 18, and McMillan's popular at 15.
I think Harvey was a much higher number when, like the day after the draft.
Yeah.
I think his number is completely cratered.
Yes. We touched on this in the first hour, but this is fun too. First coach fired. Mm-hmm. Dable, the favorite, 4-1. McDaniel has come down big time. Now 5-1 as everyone's betting the Dolphins win total under. Steichen 6-1. Stefanski and Gannon 7-1.
I don't think it's going to be Gannon because I think I have a pretty high opinion on the Cardinals this year.
Well, here's one that makes sense, but I don't think it'll happen because of ownership. Zach Taylor 8-1. How many times can you get off to these slow starts and put your team behind the 8 ball? That's coaching. Come on. Get ready to play. You can't lose to the Patriots week 1. It's embarrassing.
And by the way, it can't happen this year, right? Because the first 2 games out of the chute would be the Browns and the Jags.
Yeah.
Can't lose those games.
I would say, but what if it happens, though?
No kidding.
I mean, I would just say this is it.
Wow, that also tells you like 8-1's kind of baked into that.
Yeah.
You would think, right? Slow start because they have like Super Bowl. People are picking that team like crazy to win that division and win the AFC.
Raheem Morris, 40-1.
Fired?
Yeah.
So you're going to bet on him to be the first coach fired and to win coach of the year?
Why not?
I like it.
It was like Salah a couple of years ago.
Yes.
That's right. D'Amico Ryans.
Oh, they have to just, I mean.
Somebody,
they got to go first to worst.
Yeah, that's 50-1. And McDermott's on there as well. But LaFleur, Tomlin. I remember our guy Stewart from Youngstown. We had a beer with him last week. He's on the hot seat. This is unacceptable. 9 straight years without a playoff win.
But don't we say this every year? Like the difference between what the national media thinks of Mike Tomlin compared to like the local fan base?
It's incredible. How many people can you think of like that?
That don't like him?
That. No, where it's like the national media
totally
loves
different,
him, and the locals can't stand him. The local fans are like, this is ridiculous. It's clock management, in-game decisions, punting 4th and inches, can't win a playoff game. I've had enough.
I'll put it this way. The Steelers are a very popular team, and they've been popular forever, and they're huge out here in Las Vegas, have a huge fan base. And I don't think I've met one Steeler fan like in the last 5 years who went to war for that guy.
Mike McCarthy in Green Bay? Was that one? Or did the locals maybe go so on him? But the national media loved him, thought he was a good coach.
They thought he was a pure winner.
Yeah. Edge Boost, the first ever bank account built for bettors. Sean Deeb told the story. Had dinner with him the other night. He loves it. All gambling transactions are approved. Don't have to wait for that wire. Get paid for what you're doing, which is betting. Earn cash back rewards. 100% approval for all betting deposits. Sign up today, edgeboost.bet, code FTM. Deposit $25 and Edge Boost will match it. Edgeboost.bet. Go get it today.
VSiN host Matt Youmans on the program coming up next. He loves betting golf, specifically the next two events that we have, the British Open or the Open Championship next week and the Scottish Open this week. We'll get his best bets for the event next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Welcome in. We're live in Vegas, Circa Resort and Casino. We'll get to in-pocket plays, our best bets coming up in 15 minutes. Right now, we head out to the Progressive Guest Line. VSiN host Matt Youmans joins the program. Matt, good afternoon. We're going to get to your best bets at the Scottish Open and also some MLB plays here in a second. But you posted this on social media the other day on X when you basically pointed out that you've been kind of like begging sportsbooks to put out a really good college football contest for 20 years. And we finally have a really good one coming this year with the Westgate. And you also threw out a pretty high mark of entries that you think will actually be in the contest. What is that number, and why do you think it's going to be that high?
You know, it's interesting. I moved here around the same time you guys did, August of 2000. And within the first year or two, I started to ask around different bookmakers. I said, why is there not a college football version of the Super Contest? At that time, the Westgate Super Contest was the biggest in town before Circa came in to dominate the contest market. But no bookmakers really felt compelled to run a college contest. Didn't think there was enough interest. It wouldn't be big enough. I've always thought it would be. And I think this thing at the Westgate is going to have more entries than most people think because there's a lot of demand for a college football contest, and there has been for a while. We've seen some other minor college football contests pop up, like at William Hill. The Golden Nugget had college incorporated into its contest with the NFL. Mm-hmm. But never have you had every game on the board in a contest like this, and that's what John Murray, Ed Salmons, Jeff Sherman, the guys at the Westgate are going to put up here. Every game on the board, $500 entry, 10 entries max per person, which turns off some people, but is going to drive up the entry count here. I put up on Twitter a couple nights ago that I thought 3,000 was a fair target number.
Wow.
For the college super contest. And the first response from some anonymous Twitter clown was max bet under. And then the next tweet was from Rex Byers, who predicted 4,600. Jeff Sherman, John Murray at the Westgate say they think 2,000 is a realistic number. Chris Massaro is in town, and Chris said 5,000. So we've got estimates all over the board here. Over and under 3,000. My number. How about you guys? What do you think?
2,250.
Yeah, I was going to say I'll go like 2,100, 2,200 in that range.
Okay. So you think Massaro's way off in that 5,000?
Way off.
I think it's got a chance to go over 3,000 because of 10 max
That's
per,
big, yeah.
per person. Yeah, and that helps. But I can also understand why people are being more conservative with the estimates. And the guys at the Westgate said, hey, look, we had about 11 or 1,200 entries in the NFL Super Contest last year, so 3,000 in the college seems a little bit ambitious. But I think the deal, the reason it's going to go over, the deal that makes this so good is that there's been a lot of demand for a college football contest, and it's the only one in the market. There are several NFL contests in the market. This is the only college contest, and that's why I thought 3,000 is a fair target number. But I also think the Westgate's going to have to get aggressive in the month of August in marketing this thing. You really got to push it out there in the public on social media, and that's going to help drive up the entries.
Yeah, I'm pretty confident, like in the floor being 2,000. I have no idea what the ceiling could be for this contest in year one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Okay. Scottish Open this week. I heard you talking on the way home yesterday. I know that you love betting golf in January. It's the Hawaii swing before they get into like California and stuff. But you said that you absolutely love July because they're playing the Scottish Open and then, of course, the Open Championship. But you're also a guy who doesn't sleep, so you love watching golf at 4 o'clock in the morning. Who did you settle on last night when you were handicapping this event, Matt?
I'm going to have to find a way to start sleeping more. I'm getting too old. You get over 50, you sleep 1 or 2 hours a night. It's not really working. I got to figure out a way to get a little bit more sleep. You know what? I'll be up all night tonight watching the Scottish Open too. This week, every night. This is my favorite time of the year on the golf calendar because you got golf in the middle of the night. You can just watch the Scottish and the British back-to-back weeks. And hopefully weather plays a factor in these tournaments, always makes it a little bit more interesting. You're right. I love the Hawaii swing to open the year, but this is my favorite time. And a couple of years ago, I don't think I've been heartbroken many times in my life. Never by a chick, but by sports, definitely a couple times. And 2 years ago, I have Robert McIntyre, 120 to 1 to win the Scottish Open, and he had the lead with 2 holes to go. And it was windy and rainy, and Rory McIlroy hit 2 of the best shots of his entire life, this year's Masters included. And he ended up beating Bobby Mack by 1 stroke. I was devastated. 120 to 1. Mm-hmm. Couldn't even hedge it. Couldn't hedge it with Rory. Didn't get to a playoff, lost by 1 stroke. Came back with Bobby Mack last year, 50 to 1, and he won it. I'm still more agitated about what happened 2 years ago than happy about what happened last year. Now, if you want to bet Bobby Mack again this year, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to play him at 25 to 1, which is the number out there. I'm going to play Bobby McIntyre top 10 at plus 275. And then maybe there's adjusted odds. There's going to be a shot to grab him at a better number over the weekend. But his form in this tournament and how much it means to him, I think makes him a worthwhile bet and how well he's played here. So instead of playing Bobby Mack to win for the 3rd year in a row, top 10 plus 275. And also, I think you got to look at Xander Schauffele this week. I have not bet him all year. I'm betting him for the first time here. I'm playing Schauffele top 10. I'm also playing Schauffele to win at 21 to 1. He was top 15 here last year. He's a former winner of the Scottish Open. I read a story where Schauffele was quoted extensively a couple days ago. He's very disappointed how this year has gone for him. He's motivated to try to get a big win or two here in 2025 to finish strong. And I think that's what you got to look for, too. Some players are showing up at the Scottish this week trying to tune up for the British next week. Other players like Schauffele, Bobby Mack, they're showing up to win this week. So I'm playing Schauffele to win and also taking a shot with a guy who sophomore slump, Ludwig Oberg. He was tied for 4th last year in this tournament, but he was 3 over in the final round. Finished 4 strokes back of Robert McIntyre. Aberg at 30 to 1, I think is probably worth a shot here. And you would think at some point, the kid is so talented. He's got one of the best golf swings I've ever seen in my life. I got to think Oberg, because he played so well in this tournament a year ago, might give him some confidence to show up and play well this week. So not a lot of pre-tournament plays here. Schauffele and Oberg on the futures board. Bobby Mack and Schauffele top 10.
Fishy line tonight. Why are the Reds so cheap?
Well, because the Marlins won 11 in a row on the road. I don't know about you guys. I heard you talking about some of the baseball trends yesterday. This is probably the most shocking thing of the season to me, that the Marlins have won 11 in a row on the road. Yep. What do you think?
Yep. Yeah, sure.
And you hate to bet against hot teams in baseball. Mm-hmm. And that's why now the Reds offense has got to wake up. The Reds were red hot there for a while, but they've lost a few in a row here. I think 4 in a row, dropped back to 500 to 46 and 46. But I've been betting on Andrew Abbott consistently. I'm going to bet him again tonight against Sandy Alcantara. Andrew Abbott, 7-1, 2.15 ERA, 1 earned run or fewer in 10 of his last 12 starts since the beginning of May. He's one of the best left-handers in baseball. You look at Sandy Alcantara, has allowed 11 homers in 86 innings this season. Only 7 strikeouts per 9, a whip of 1.44. Last 2 starts, 12 innings, allowed 12 runs. I think this is where that Marlins road streak has got to stop tonight. So I did bet Andrew Abbott and the Reds minus 138.
Okay, very good. I will buy you dinner at Barry's if you unveil the fast food rankings in early August. Number one, because it's the biggest thing we do. We got to have it right before football. And the other reason is our buddy Jordan will be in studio from owner of Mama's Pizza as well. And I think that'd be great timing if you're able to do that and the dates work out. Come on, kid.
I thought you were going to say Jordan, your dog, was going to be in studio.
We could do that too. If he would love it. Yes.
Last time I saw your dog in the sports book, he was bouncing around. He was happy to be there.
He was.
And I think he had some action on a football game that night. Hey, how about Paul? I think you're going to be out the second week of August, or one of you guys is going to be out. So how about Thursday, August 7th? You want to do it that day?
I'm in 1,000%.
Yeah.
Jordan Scott is in studio as well.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Owner of Mama's Pizza. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, this might be the last year we do it. I'm thinking about making this. Well, everything kind of runs its course. Every great TV show that you guys watch, everything eventually comes to an end, right?
That's fair.
And I was thinking about, the Bulls. I was watching The Last Dance, and I think, let's call this The Last Dance at the drive-thru. What do you think?
Okay. If you want to make it the last year, then sure. We'll even make it a bigger deal than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Last Dance at the drive-thru, Thursday, August 7th on Follow the Money.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Emotional.
Very
no
emotional.
doubt.
End of an era.
Thanks
for sure. So Mariners, Yankees over 9.5 to go along with Abbott and the Reds tonight, and also the golf bets. All right, Matt. Thank you.
Okay, you bet. Thanks.
Yeah.
There you go. Matt Youmans, VSiN host. You can hear him typically on VSiN. He has Wednesdays off on the show, but follows us for 4 hours.
Good read, Mitch. Good read. You felt his heart wasn't in it the last time he was on and talking
you
about
could kind of tell.
But it's so big, and what we do at VSiN and everyone on it's enormous for social media. Everyone loves fast food.
Sure.
We just did Culver's in Iowa, and we were dying for a Portillo's. Everyone's got an opinion or their favorite.
Right. I think it's no coincidence that all these fast food lists took off after Matt's became so popular.
Well done. Yeah. Well said.
In Pocket Plays are next, and I will again give out the rare TV show recommendation next year on VSiN.
Hi, I'm Richard Karn, and you may have seen me on TV talking about the world's #1 expandable garden hose. Well, the brand new Pocket Hose Copperhead with Pocket Pivot is here, and it's a total game changer. Old-fashioned hoses get kinks and creases at the spigot, but the Copperhead's Pocket Pivot swivels 360 degrees for full water flow and freedom to water with ease all around your home. When you're all done, this rust-proof anti-burst hose shrinks back down to pocket size for effortless handling and tidy storage. Plus, your super light and ultra-durable Pocket Hose Copperhead is backed with a 10-year warranty. What could be better than that? I'll tell you what, an exciting exclusive offer just for you.
For a limited time, you can get a free pocket pivot and their 10-pattern sprayer with the purchase of any size Copperhead hose. Just go to getcopperhead.com. That's getcopperhead.com for your 2 free gifts with purchase. Getcopperhead.com.
Message and data rates may apply. See terms for details.
The guy has an algorithm to determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're right.
Didn't know how to play it last night. Cardinals run line or Sonny Gray to get the win. We went Sonny Gray to better price to get the W. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs. Again, there was a long rain delay, but he was excellent as well. Got the win, so that's a winner. And the Cardinals are now 10-1 in his 11 home starts, and he has a great ERA in that one. I don't mind. You want to come back with them and maybe a little team total. Coming right back with this. How hot is Angel Reese? What a sick run. Last 6 games averaging 18, 7, and 5. 6 games in a row. She's had 15 boards or more. We'll go over rebounds tonight, 13.5, 14, however you want to play it, where you shop. I'm seeing 13.5, $1.40. I'm seeing 14 or more, minus 120. But you can also get involved with the points, too, which figures to be a high-scoring game. But there's a little bit of a tax on that as well, because she's averaging 13 for the season. But they're basing it on this run she's been on. Again, averaging 18 the last 6, but good for her to be able to do this. And also embrace the me-bounds, as you said as well, and immediately trademark that. But more, this has been cleaning the glass without the me-bounds. So 22-15 yesterday, 16-17, 24-16. You go, girl. Red Sox team total over 5.5. Sensatella against this hot outfit. 8 of their last 10. They continue to rake. Could be home run derby tonight, and I can't get over this Giolito thing. The Red Sox are laying $3.50 tonight. $1.60 on the run line. Giolito 4-0 with an ERA under 1 in his last 5. Incredible. Let's go.
It makes me think, like, what would Scooble be right now against this Rockies team? if Giolito is going to be $350,
with the way they're hitting too, yeah.
Right? I mean, he'd have to
home,
be
yeah.
$5?
Yeah. I got to look at the schedule coming up.
Right.
You get with those bad pitchers going against a healthy Dodger team and
All right. Crazy game last night in the Summer League. So at the very end of our show, this was all happening in the final 20 minutes. The Grizzlies were a 2-point favorite against the 76ers. And I saw a tweet from somebody who covers the Grizzlies and said they're basically going to sit all their players tonight, right? I went to grab the Sixers. It moved from +2 to -2. Some money lines were -115, -120. Grabbed that, had it in pocket. They're down by, I think, almost. I'm watching the game here after our show's done in the book. Memphis can't miss out of the gates. They went on a crazy run. They're up, I think, 18 in the first quarter. Then it completely flipped. Sixers led 75-59 late third quarter. They gave that lead away, and they trailed late fourth quarter, and they came back and they won by a point eventually. So, everybody should have won last night. If that's a regular season game, the books are going to take it on the chin a little bit. But what a lot of these games are coming down to this, Pauly, by the way, with these numbers and landing in the Summer League.
Yeah.
It's okay, what's happening here?
Yep.
Moving on. I'm with you. Angel, very respectable tonight. The rebounds 13.5, laying 10 cents with that. The one thing that scares me is that it's a back-to-back. You don't get a lot of those in the WNBA, but she's been a machine out there, so I think the number's got to be 14.5 or it's got to be 13.5 with heavy juice. It's not, I'll lay 110.
Get our NFL guide that's out, over 90 pages, jam-packed with info. Previews of every team, all the division previews. Guys did a great job. Win total breakdowns, best bets, player props, betting projections, everything you need to bet smarter all season long. Lock it in our football special, just $175, full VSiN Pro access through the Super Bowl. Every betting guide, every best bet, every host, every guest. The email from Bill 80 in the morning. The dog videos. How good was today? Yeah, I'm going to go in the dryer with my favorite blanket. All the data and tools, VSiN.com. It expires July 31st. The day of the Hall of Fame game, getting close to football. Don't wait. Lock it in. VSiN.com/subscribe. $175 through the Super Bowl. All right, hit me. What do you got? I'm excited.
First of all,
you never do this.
Yeah, Rays lead the Tigers 5-3 right now in the 6th.
Yeah, I just put up a 3 spot.
Here's my recommendation. 7 episodes in. I think they dropped episode number 8 today. It's a good show. It's on Apple TV. It's with Owen Wilson.
Oh, okay. The golf show?
It's sports themed. It's more about life. They did a good job of tying everything in, and I don't want to give too much away.
Who else is in it? What's it called
Mark
again?
Maron. It's called Stick.
Good. Stick.
So Owen Wilson was a former prodigy golfer, and they're going to go through why he there's a episode in his life where he blows a tournament. There's a reason why it happened to him, and he turned into a golf pro. He drives around in a Corvette that is absolutely it looks like it was in a demolition derby. So then he's at the range one day and he's not even watching, he hears a swing and he's like, oh my God, what is that? He looks back and it's a young kid who's right around high school. He's like, I need to teach this kid because he can be a winner. But then it turns into a lot about life. Episodes are between 33 and I think 45 minutes. We have a 1-year-old at the house. We rarely, if ever, get a chance to watch shows. My wife and I busted out all 7 episodes in back-to-back nights.
Yeah.
It's zipped by. It's well done.
Yeah.
It's witty. It's funny, but they try to get a little emotional at times.
Okay.
It's good. I like it.
Okay. Owen Wilson.
Yeah.
The Butterscotch Stallion. Google that.
Can you describe what that means on the air, Paul?
You'll have to Google it, folks. He was an interesting fellow in his personal life. Okay. I am blown away. So many people would recommend this, and I forgot about it, and then I couldn't find it, and it was years ago, and it was buried on USA Network. Mr. Robot is so good.
Oh, man, with
Rami Malek.
Rami Malek, yeah.
Christian Slater.
Yeah.
The casting, the writing. There are so many times, and it's 4 seasons, so it won't kill you. But there are so many times where it's I got to watch this game. I got to get to bed. Nope, can't do it. It's so good. What's coming up? Oh, what a cliffhanger. What's the next episode? Unbelievable.
I only watched the first season, actually.
Yeah. It's on Netflix now. Yeah. And we've been over it with friends and neighbors on Apple, Waterfront, Netflix. If you're a sick son of a gun, The Mortician on HBO Max. And Derek Stevens loved it. I loved it. Mobland as well on Paramount with Pierce Brosnan and Tom Hardy.
Okay. Here's another one, too. I have to watch Squid Game
3, yeah.
I mean, obviously the first season was epic. I also like season 2 quite a bit. How would you grade season 3?
Better than 2.
Okay, well, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Tomorrow, by the way, we're going to take you inside Mitch and Pauly's Pizzeria, sponsored by Mama's Pizza, the best pizza in Texas. So if you have anything like cross-sport parlays, long shot bets for pizza money, you can send them our way. The email is ftm@vsin.com, ftm@vsin.com. You can also tweet the show with your bets at VSiN Live and Mitch Moss Radio at Pauly Howard, like a lot of people did here at the end of the show today, all over the map. This is from Sean Stud 13. Speaking of TV shows or movies, do not listen to Mitch, Paul. You have to watch Step Brothers tonight. 9 out of 10 funny, incredible. That's my problem. Every person I talked to, all my friends said, Mitch, this is going to be one of, if not the funniest movies you've ever watched in your entire life. And everybody said it's Will Ferrell's best movie. So I was late to the party. I watched it. My expectations were completely destroyed. So I think it's overrated. Tom from Youngstown. Tomlin should have been gone 5 years ago. 8-11 playoff record.
Yeah.
When he won his only Super Bowl, Dick LeBeau was the DC and Bruce Arians was the OC. Enough said.
Okay.
And here come the tweets. The king is dead.
Yeah.
Meaning Matt Youmans putting to rest the fast food rankings after this year in August.
Yep.
Speed to Burn says, sorry to see it go. And he said, the king is dead. Long live the king. Tom Collins, very sad news. This is going to be the last fast food rankings ever. Youmans is a living legend. I listened to every day during COVID, and the highlight was Mr. Youmans. He believed, and a side note, he says he thinks the Westgate's going to get 4,000 entries. He put that together the year of the pandemic because we're like,
well, it's just
we're talking about the NFL draft for a month and a half here. We had no games, and
for someone to do a top 50. He can tell you, like, the Taco Bell in Wyoming, Laramie, Wyoming.
Well, he did that live on the air.
The exit street and the highway, all that stuff. Who's got to drive through, who doesn't. His qualifications, it's so good. And then his whole write-up as well about why he's an expert and you want to criticize my health. I've never called in sick, and I only have plastic spoons and silverware and paper plates and all that.
The detailed write-ups on like the top 20, top 25. Good. That was one of the most epic parts ever of the show because my dad passed away. That's not the epic part, obviously, but we drove back there to Wisconsin for a month in 2020 during the pandemic. We're driving back. We stopped in Cheyenne to eat Taco John's. I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. I haven't had Taco John's in a long time. We're going over his fast food rankings on the air. I brought that up. He interrupts and he goes, oh, is that exit 73? Right there off Cheyenne? He goes, oh, I've been there plenty of times. It's a guy's a total animal.
Yeah. That's what we missed in Omaha. There was a Taco John's. Did we miss that?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did the Drover. We did Culver's.
That was last month, dude. I don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, so good luck.
Yeah, we missed Taco. It was a Taco John's.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, stay tuned. Scott Seidenberg's going to take you for the next 4 hours on VSiN Primetime. Cashing out following that. You can wake up bright and early tomorrow, 7 a.m. Eastern, 4 Pacific, with Dave and Jensen, VSiN by the books. Good luck tonight.